Nitin, Raheja as well on the show with us. Nitin, a lot of excitement the last 2 days. The last Wednesday and Thursday almost seem forgotten now. Now, I guess the market is only anticipating what sort of package are we going to see, if at all, the Supreme Court hints at anything to go by for the stressed sectors.
Yeah, I mean, surely, but look, I think broadly speaking, when we look at these market movements over some sort of extended period of time, what do we see? You will get these short-term announcements which drive the market. The basic fundamental is this, that we are seeing a recovery. How sustainable is the recovery is a question that I think everybody is trying to grapple and get their hands around. Is it a restocking that is happening? Because look, unemployment continues to be worrisome. Economic activity is 10-15% below par. So a lot of the good news got discounted in the market in terms of the valuations that we saw. At the same time, the market also has what you call as the Fed put, which broadly sits in the form of liquidity and cheap money, which will not really allow it to go down. So I believe that the markets will trade themselves in a range which we are seeing for the last, I think, over a month. We are really seeing this, where the markets seem to go to somewhere around the 11,500 plus levels, and then again come back. And that sort of range will probably continue. I see it very difficult to believe how it will be able to break on the upside, or even if it goes down, I do not see that more than 10% or 15% sort of move on the downside for the market. 15% is a lot, in my view, but I think maybe a 10%. So I think the market is taking a pause. It's digesting the heady rise and the fundamentals, and now waiting for the next set of cues. That cue could be, like the finance minister has mentioned, that they might need, and they're taking inputs in terms of a fiscal package that is probably needed. So far, you've had a liquidity-led package, but to get this economy out of the morass that it is in, you will need something much more than what has been done so far.
Nitin, what do you think, given that, between policy and global news, there seems to be a lot going on when it comes to the banking index? You're really expecting any waves in the near future?
So if you really look at these quality banks, I mean, if you see the top tier banks, whether ICICI, HDFC, or even in the NBFC space, whether you look at the Bajajes and the HDFCs of the world, I clearly see an opportunity for a long-term investor, because these companies are going to claw away market share at the expense of a lot of others, and they're really going to build on their business and sustainability of these businesses. However, in the short term, I think you will continue to see some amount of volatility and pain, because the longer we take to come out of this slowdown, the more you're going to see an impact on the quality of the book. So credit costs are going to continue to surprise us, in the shorter term, and that is going to impact how these banks get valued in the short term. But once we are through this over the next 3 months and 6 months, I clearly see that these banks are very well positioned to actually gain market share and log substantial gains for investors.
Chandra, we'll leave it at that. Nitin, it seems IT is the only segment wherein the managements are confident not just of maintaining or upping their margins, but the fact that they'll be able to even give better positions to employees and offer them higher remunerations, perhaps.
For the IT companies, this whole move towards digital, cloud, and COVID seems to have been a sort of a blessing in disguise, because it's forcing a lot of companies to revisit how they work. Banks, financial houses who have now even working from home need to look at risk management, need to look at execution. So I think you are seeing IT spending looking up, and that benefits all our Indian companies. They were any which way a substantial amount. A lot of the work, I mean, not when I say a lot, if you talk to most of the senior managements, they used to basically be working from home in the evenings in the form of having calls with their colleagues in the US and so on and so forth. So they adapted naturally very quickly to this new phenomena. So yes, I think they seem to, this whole thing has been, has kind of impacted their order books positively. And they seem to be the best placed among the whole lot.
All right, let's take a very quick break on that note. We'll be back in just a moment.